Well, Price joins us this morning from the United Way. Hi, Will. How are you?
Good, yourself?
Great. Good to see you this morning.
I'm glad to be here.
Oh, boy, there's a lot happening, including, I believe, baskets, bucks, and bingo coming up.
Yep, February
Wow.
22nd. It's being held at Rocky Grove Fire Hall in Franklin. It's our largest fundraiser of the year, giving back to the community. Come play bingo. You win bucks and baskets full of side raffles and fun. So
Great. Where can you get tickets?
you can buy tickets right on our website, unitedwayvc.org, or you can stop at the Franklin or Venango Chambers or the United Way office in Reno.
Excellent. Okay. And lots of great baskets, cash, and gift cards. Food, beverages, 50-50, rip-offs. There's a lot going on.
There is a lot.
Wow.
It's our 11th year of doing it. Everyone comes out. It's a fun time. It's not your quiet weekly bingo. We have fun, and there's all types that come to the fundraiser. So
Now, do they bring their good luck charms like the trolls and lighters and all that stuff?
they do.
Do they?
I see
Okay.
trolls. I see special bingo dollars. We have people sitting in the reserve seats. They definitely have a ritual. So, and we love it.
That's
we
great.
Love it. Yeah.
All right. So that's coming up on the 22nd.
It's coming up fast.
Okay.
Less than a month away.
Wow. All right. Well, what else is going on? What's been happening?
Busy with Vita tax season. Already kicking that off for residents in the Titusville region. Over 100 and some appointments scheduled.
Really?
I think I looked yesterday before I left the office, and there was less than 20 appointments available towards the end of March, beginning of April. We are starting a waiting list just in case that someone calls off. We can slide residents in, but I believe we're going to be able to help almost 200 families with tax returns this year.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. It's definitely a busy season, and, gauging hopefully maybe next year be able to do more.
So what do you have to do to qualify for that, or what's
There's
the
some
process?
income guidelines. I believe it's under $70,000 household income. You can call the United Way office here in Titusville, and we can get you scheduled. All you have to do is bring your tax documents, and Jody will sit with you and work through that process, and we'll be able to get you that refund back at maximum returns.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So it's a totally free service. We know our individuals are, we don't want them doing them themselves and making mistakes. We want to make sure they capitalize on the maximum return.
Now, that will run until when?
That runs, our last appointment will be April 10th.
Okay.
But please
But don't
call.
wait.
Don't wait, because the appointments are filling up. They're filling up fast. So every day we get 10, 15 calls asking about appointments. So it's filling up quite fast.
Okay. So it says here for working families and individuals.
Yep.
Yeah, you don't want a company showing up.
Nope. They're an easy, the 1040 or 1040 easy form that you fill out is typically the forms we do. There are a couple other exceptions, but those standard returns is what we do.
Great. It's been a busy year for you so far. An open house kind of thrown in the mix in January.
Yeah.
Congrats on that.
Thank you. Yep. Launching open house of our new space here in Titusville. We moved from the first floor of the park building to the third floor. Same building, just, things changed, needed a new fresh start for the new year. So launched a new office, and it's great. It's been working. We encourage people to come see us, see Jody in the office. She's there every day. Other team members float in and out. So please stop in and see what we're doing. See the new place.
So many great programs. I know there's the big annual campaign, but really throughout the year, folks can support the mission of the United Way. You don't have to just wait till campaign season.
You don't. The mission carries all year round. That historical annual campaign. We do kick off in September, run it to February-ish, so we're still in the midst of it, wrapping it up. But it's all year now. Like, we're doing programming that needs support, and the needs happen all year, and the unknown needs pop up in the middle of June, and you can support any of those opportunities with Imagination Library, David's Garden. We're getting ready to launch a new education pilot program, hopefully by May here in the Titusville region, that families can go on scavenger hunts through around town and search for the book of the month and do some activities. And it's an all-year scavenger hunt to help our little kids imagine reading and imagine that education even the next step further. So that's part of the Clinton Foundation, the Too Small to Fail initiative that's been launching across the state. So we're very happy to be one of the 6 pilot cities or towns to be able to launch that in the state of Pennsylvania. So
nice. I've reached that age where I play that game myself at home. Like, where'd I put my phone?
I was looking for my earbuds and phone this morning, and they were 2 different spots in the house.
Actually, it's really not it's like the charger and stuff, because other people will pick it up, and I put it here.
Yeah, I just put it down and forget where I put them.
Is this a good time of year? Well, you mentioned you're still in the end part of the campaign, but is this that time of year where if businesses wanted to sit down and learn more or figure out a way for a company to give and be supportive, to have those conversations with you?
Yeah, absolutely. Beginning of the year, let's sit down. I'll tell you what's happening, our future plans. Our board of directors have laid out a great 3-year plan that we review every year because the needs change every day. So I encourage that conversation with all community members, individuals, companies, small businesses, to sit down and learn about United Way, because it's not the same organization that you might have seen even 4 years ago or 10 years ago. It's ever changing because the needs are changing.
What sort of questions do you get? Are there common questions that a lot of people will ask you?
Yeah, the biggest one that, when people think about United Way is, does the dollar stay here? And truly, 99% of the dollar stays here. That 1% we do give to, or our dues to worldwide, but that 1% isn't an investment for those large corporate donations: Walmart, FedEx, UPS, UPMC, Highmark. If we weren't part of the United Way network, we wouldn't be able to solicit those and be part of those employee campaigns or get those larger donations. So, we invest 1%, which is about $10,000, but we're returning about $75,000 in that reinvestment. The state appeal campaign for all the state employees that contribute back to the United Way network, we wouldn't be part of those groups. So, it is an investment. It's not a dues. So it depends on how you look at it. I say 1% or 99% stays here, but truly 100% of your dollars do stay in our region.
Well, I'm sure to be able to access that network of just knowledge and information and support is probably worth more than that.
Yeah, mentors across the state, across the country, learning, how they failed. We don't make the same mistake. The climate of, our world is changing and the needs are changing. So how they're handling crises and different obstacles, it's nice to reflect and have that network. If we were solo, it's harder to learn, and it gives us we're not the only ones in the community with, needs or in the world. It's truly that network that we have.
Are people surprised? And I've been interviewing chamber directors forever, but every chamber is different.
Yep.
So are people surprised to know that every United Way is different? What you do in Venango is different from Titusville, different from Meadville, different from Erie.
Yep. They say If you see One United Way, you see One United Way. And we're not governed by our national organization. We're members of them. So our organization is truly local, focused on the needs. We may share the United Way name, but we're individually our community. So you go, like you said, to Meadville. We're different than Meadville. You go to Erie, they're focusing on community schools and breaking the poverty cycle there. Pittsburgh's totally different. Even in our friends in Mercer, they're different than Clarion and us. So every community is different. Every community has different programs. We're truly volunteer ran. On those large goals decision by our board, and it's just an amazing network that we're in.
Is that direction come from your position, from the board? Who recognizes sort of the needs in the area? And I'm sure you're sitting around saying, okay, well, there's an organization in the community that does that. Maybe we can help them, or maybe it's just them and we focus on other things.
Yeah.
Or, how does that process work?
There's three components. There's myself that has some say in that, the board of directors, but the largest group is our community impact councils. Those are the volunteers in the community, made up of businesses, retirees, community members, and they're the ones that decide where the funding goes, what our goals are in the organization, what we're looking to achieve with the United Way dollar. They're the groups that make the recommendation to the board, and then the board ultimately has that decision. But it's a process. So we start at committee levels. We have one impact council for Titusville. We have one for the Venango County, and then goals are different in both. They're different communities, so we want to make sure that Titusville is focusing on their needs and Venango is focusing on their needs, and they will make recommendations to the board on that next year.
It is incredible because Titusville's different from Meadville, from Oil City, from Franklin, and then you look at it and you go, well, Oil City and Franklin aren't that far apart, but very different, and the needs are very different.
Absolutely. I can probably say across the state the top three needs are shelter, transportation, and food. But those are very broad topics. Once you start diving into the communities, it's what's the makeup of transportation. Yes, we have transportation systems, but why and what are delaying those individuals getting to those doctor's appointments and the stores in the transportation area. We're getting ready to launch a transportation program in the next couple months in Venango. Food needs are different. I know you can go anywhere in Venango County and get a hot meal 5 days a week if you truly need it. Here in Titusville, you can get emergency aid food for the week every day of the week. So, they're slightly different, very similar, but we want to make sure that we're focusing on the true need in the community, in each community.
You're watching The Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Will Price with us here this morning from the United Way. And Will, would people be surprised to know when you say, when you talk poverty or, homelessness, people aren't driving around and seeing it, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't exist, right?
Yep. Homelessness is most people think living under the bridge, but in our community, because we're rural, there's a lot of staying with friends one day and house hopping, or just moving school districts. We're so close with so many school districts, and they need to move. They're moving once a month because of staying with friends, and they don't have that stable housing, so they're moving districts just to keep their kids in school. And it's a lot of in and outs. Every night is a different place, so we're not seeing the living under the bridges as much as you would see as a larger metropolitan area. But we do have that housing issue here. Affordable housing is really coming to light. Inflation is costing a lot of impact in a lot of our budgets we're seeing, and it's getting tougher for some of our residents.
I think the theme of the whole show today has been the cost of eggs.
Yeah.
And,
Yes.
I mean, so yeah, certainly people are, and you think, okay, well, that's just if I go to the store, but then you go to a restaurant and they're using that, then that price is, I mean, just everywhere.
Yeah.
But so you also have conversations, obviously, with those who are seeking funds from the United Way,
Yes.
those groups that you support. Those have to be fascinating conversations, just learning about what they do and how that impacts the community.
Yep. Always meeting with our agencies, learning what they're doing, diving deeper into their programs. But when agencies and programs apply for United Way funding, they go through a whole process, and that's what shines in the volunteers' eyes. They're learning firsthand through our volunteer, through the community impact process of what work they're doing, their numbers that they're seeing, and the volunteers get a chance to meet with the other directors and program managers on what they're truly doing, hearing the stories firsthand, and that helps us gauge the community in a different way and make sure we're supporting what we need to support. So we're tracking as much as we can of those outcomes of all of our programs and making sure that those programs are doing what they're needing to do in the community. Along with United Way, we're tracking all of our programs internally, so making sure we're investing that donor dollar, as best as we can in the community.
And that's been something that's been great to see, that results part of it, right? Because you obviously have a board you have to report to, and they want to know what you're doing to help is actually making a difference.
Absolutely. We love that we're serving, over 20,000 people in the region in a year. But it's what is that true impact? We got 15 families in the first quarter to more of a self-sufficient lifestyle, and we're providing, hopefully increasing that reading level to third grade before they hit third grade with the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, providing our students with the support so when they walk into that school door every day, they're ready to learn. They're not worried about what's happening at home with the care closets and the support that we're doing in the community. So
it sounds like I stopped a grade short.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry.
Over 7,500 total books gifted since the inception of the Imagination Library.
That's just for the Titusville region. We're over 250,000 books in the Venango County.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
It's a great program. My goal I hope by the end of next year, we're over 500,000 books mailed directly to kids every day. It's a large investment that our United Ways are putting into it. It's through the Dollywood Foundation, but all the funds come locally for those kids. It's $30 a month or $30 a year that we're investing to every kid that's in the program. So we have about 500 signed up on the Titusville side. We have about 2,200, I believe, on the Venango side that we're investing on a yearly basis.
Incredible.
Yes.
So that alone, I mean, if somebody said, boy, I'll tell you what, I could give, to something like that.
Yep. Reach out to the office. Anyone can help you with that. I'll be glad to have that conversation. If you want to support the Imagination Library, we can designate it directly to it, and we can show you that every dollar that you're investing in the Imagination Library is going towards Imagination Library.
If somebody wanted to sit down and actually have a conversation with you,
Yep.
just call the office and schedule that appointment?
Call the office, email me. We'll make it work. I can come to you. You can come to the office. Either office. We'll make it super easy.
And a lot of information available on the website and on Facebook, too.
Yep. UnitedWayVC.org or TitusvilleUnitedWay.org.
Okay.
Either or.
And the links are on the Facebook page.
Facebook page.
And both pages, because the missions are slightly different, as you said, for both sides.
Absolutely. We're going to keep having both because the missions are different. So It's going to be a fun year. We're looking at our goals here in the first quarter for the next couple years with volunteers. So, things are always changing at our United Way.
Well, great catching up with you.
Thank you.
All the best.